Hi, everybody. It's me, Jessica, your health fitness program manager from McLean, and we're about to lay down on our backs and get started with today's Yin Yoga practice, which is all about increasing your potential for happiness. We got a lot of postures with shorter hold times than usual. So this is a great class if you're pretty new to yin or if finding stillness for long periods of time is just not for you. Your goal, as usual, though, is going to be to relax into your breath as quickly as possible. Create as much stillness as you can, one breath at a time. Let me make sure I got everything streaming. All right, we're good to go. And if you didn't already see in the description, I highly encourage you to light a candle, put some music on. My favorite music to listen to when I practice yin yoga is just something super quiet. So that ambient relaxation station on Spotify is my favorite. And if you find that you fall asleep during class, then that's okay. That means you're really relaxed. Start to relax your breath first. Can you make your inhales a little bit longer and deeper? Can you create more length in your exhale than your inhale? Find one spot to focus your eyes or close them. If your eyes are moving, your mind is moving. Sink back into your breath and start to notice how your body is feeling today. Move down inch by inch, starting at the top of your head, one breath at a time. And what can you relax a little bit more? Relaxing the closing of your eyes or any clenching of your eyebrows, relaxing your mouth. Can you get more of the back of your neck on the mat, perhaps tucking your chin to your chest or simply noticing if your chin was stretching up towards the ceiling? Keep moving down 1 centimeter at a time. Now, when you finally do make it down to your toes, start back at the top of your head so that your focus throughout today's practice is on yourself, using your breath as a guide to help you relax. We've got 1 minute left right here in this opening savasana. Turn your palms down to your mat. Start to walk your legs in. Soles of both feet planted on the floor. And tuck your pelvis for a second. More of your lower back on the mat. Inhale your right leg all the way up towards the ceiling. Try and touch the ceiling with your big toe. Try and touch the ceiling with your heel. One more time in each direction. Try and touch the ceiling with your big toe. Stretch on the top of your foot. Try and touch the ceiling with your heel. And then cross your right leg over your left. Open your right knee up. Work to get your two knees in one line. You can keep your hand on your thigh. Maybe you keep your hand right at your hip crease to provide a little extra warmth. Or you can relax your arm back down on the mat. Back to your breath, to your stillness. So while you're opening up your hip, how much can you relax your head, your shoulders on the floor? This opening to the front side of the hip is just what you need. You're welcome to stay here for the next almost a minute. If you want a little something different, if you want to bring the stretch to the back side of the body, keep your lower back pressed down towards the mat and lift your left leg off of the floor. Still intentionally stretching your right leg away from you so that your full back is still down on the mat, just letting gravity do the work. On your exhale, release the left foot back down to the mat. Firmly plant your lower back on the floor again. Inhale your right leg up towards the ceiling. Try and touch it with your toe. Try and touch it with your heel. And then bend your knee. Release the right foot down towards the floor. Take a full cycle of breath. On your next inhale, stretch your left leg up towards the ceiling. Try and touch it with your toe. Try and touch it with your heel. Once more, try and touch it with your toe. Feel that big stretch on the top of your foot. Try and touch it with your heel. And then cross your left leg over your right. Work to open your hip up, get your two knees in one line. And come back to relaxing. 1 minute right here. If you're still having trouble creating your stillness in 1 minute, take a moment, change your mental channel. What can you do to work towards the stillness? Start by counting your breaths. How many breaths can you stay still for? You can keep this big stretch to the front side of the hip if you want. If you want to bring it to the back side of the left leg on your inhale, draw your right knee towards your chest while still stretching left knee away from you. Your core is gently engaged to keep your lower back pressed down on the floor, but you're otherwise creating as much stillness as possible. And it's normal if you start to feel any trembling or shaking as we're making these deeper connections, these big stretches, these longer hold times give our bodies the opportunity to move past that tense flight or fight response and relax and enjoy the stretch. Just a couple breaths left right here. On your exhale, release your right foot back down towards the floor. Inhale your left leg up towards the ceiling. Try and touch the ceiling with the toe. Try and touch the ceiling with your heel. Carefully release left foot down towards the floor. Full cycle of breath. Go ahead, stretch your arms out to the side in a T. Press into your feet. Shift your hips gently to the right and allow your knees to fall heavy to the left side of the mat. If you want, you can always use a block right now, perhaps placing a block between your legs. or a better stacking of your hips. Maybe you need a block under your legs. And just come right back into your stillness. We're here for 2 minutes. You can be passive in this stretch, looking in the same direction as your knees. If you want more of a stretch in your neck, turn and look over your opposite shoulder. If you took this stretch in your neck, bring your head back in line with your heart and then slowly roll onto your back. Press through your feet, firmly plant your back on your mat, full cycle of breath again. And then as you're ready, shift your hips over to the left and allow your knees to fall heavy to the right. And your spine twist might look completely different on this side. Just find a stretch that feels good, whether you're using props or not. Come back to using your breath for relaxation. Inhale, notice how and where you're feeling this stretch. Exhale, how can you just relax into this moment? How can you make your breath a little bit deeper each time? If you brought a stretch to your neck, bring your head back in line with your heart. If you changed your legs, restack your legs. Roll to your back once more, press into your feet, firmly plant your back on the floor. We're going to grab hold of our block. Use your next inhale, press into the soles of the feet, lift your hips up, and we're sliding the block right at the low back, just where your low back meets the tops of your glutes. So glutes are hanging off of one side, low back fully supported by the block. You can stay right here. Maybe your arms are down by your side. Keep your chin gently tucked towards your chest. You might even feel a slight choking of your throat. So if you want to make this stretch a little bit bigger, you can always walk, wiggle your feet further away. from the center line of your body, bringing more of a stretch into your hip flexors, into your low belly. Maybe you straighten your legs all the way out. Once you find a place that feels right for you for your feet for today, option to even inhale your arms up and overhead. Extra stretch through the chest, through the lats. Back to your breath and your stillness. Postures are starting to get a little bit longer here. So we've got 2 minutes left. Make any adjustment that you need now. And then imagine that you're playing red light, green light. We're on red light. If you brought your arms up overhead, carefully bring your arms back by your side, palms facing down towards the floor. If you extended your legs out long, walk, wiggle your legs back in. Once the soles of the feet are firmly planted below the knees, use your inhale, lift yourself up off your block and one vertebrae at a time. Melt yourself down on the mat. Once your back is planted, bring the soles of your feet together, open your knees nice and wide, and don't be too proud to use blocks here. If the backs of your thighs are not touching the mat, uh, go ahead and place a block underneath of them to relax in this hip opener. If you don't have blocks, you can walk or wiggle your feet closer towards the bottom of the mat and get more of that outer thigh, calf, down on the floor. We're here for another just over 2 minutes from right now. So find what feels good for your arms, maybe a nice chest opener, maybe arms still by your side, maybe one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. Come to a place that you can create stillness. So try not to go in and out of the posture. If you want to work towards more depth, find your stillness and your stretch now. This depth will come later. Give yourself grace. If you moved your arms away from your sides, bring your arms back down by your side, and then pick a direction and close our legs. Clamshell legs close in one direction and roll over to your side a moment in a recovery position. When you're ready, roll over even more. We're coming into tabletop. And once you get there, it's time for some cat cow. So you get to be your own yoga teacher for just over a minute. Find the stretch that feels good for you. We're going to do a long child's pose next. So that's coming up. And with that in mind, maybe you shake a little bit more through your shoulders, opening your shoulders. Maybe you still take some big shifts through your hips. Continue to work with your intentional slow breath. Next time you're in neutral tabletop, you have the option to open your knees a little bit wider, bring your toes together, and then start to send your glutes back towards your heels for child's pose. Walk your hands as far forward as you want. Maybe they're reaching all the way towards the top of the mat. Maybe you're making a pillow with your hands. Create a nice stretch in your low back. Create as much of a stretch in your shoulders as you want. Checking out my shirt tuck. Pretty proud of myself. All right. This is our longest posture of the day. So we're here for just about 4 minutes total, which is 3 minutes-ish from now. Halfway. I bet you created the most amazing stillness. Go ahead, extend your arms forward if they weren't already there, and then bring your belly down towards the mat. Walk your legs back behind you. Keep your forearms down. On the ground, we're coming into Sphinx. Perhaps your elbows are right underneath of your shoulders, relaxing your lower belly towards the mat. That's too much of a stretch in your low back while taking this big proud lift of your chest. You can always walk your arms out a little bit further. Try to bring your shoulders away from your ears. So upper back lats are engaged for this one. Chin neutral towards the mat. See how it feels to squeeze your glutes, engage your posterior chain. For just a minute, tops of the feet press down to the floor, kneecaps even lift up. And then see how it feels to relax the lower half of your body. Pick whichever feels best. And then turn, look over your left shoulder. Still pressing elbows down into the mat, still pressing lower belly towards the mat. So there's an arch in your back. Carefully turn, head forward, shoulders away from ears, and look over your right shoulder. One more breath. Turn your head forward and carefully release yourself down. Make a pillow with your hands. Oh, stretch your elbows a little forward. Find some winging through your back for a little extra stretch through your upper back. Take one more big cycle of breath here, pressing your inner elbows down and forward. Great. And then relax your arms down by your side, palms face up towards the ceiling. Turn, twist, place your left ear on the mat. Look towards the right. Let your shoulders do whatever they want. If your shoulders want to creep up towards your ears for a little extra spreading of your shoulder blades, that's fine. If you want to reach more towards the floor, create space for your neck. Do one of those. Come into your stillness. Let's spend 1 minute here. On your next inhale, carefully lift your head, turn, twist, place it on the other side. Come into your stillness, relaxation through your shoulders, opening the upper back side of the body. 1 minute. Great work. All right, move your props out of the way. We're going to extend arms out wide to the side for broken wing. You can press the tops of the feet or the toes into the floor to help you with this one. So palms are facing down towards the floor in line with your shoulders. You're going to walk your right hand in. Right hand comes close by your chest as you roll onto the left side of the body. You can keep your right hand by your chest. You can keep your legs stacked. You're going to apply as much pressure towards opening your chest as possible. So if you can take a little bit more, maybe you clamshell your legs open so you roll more towards the back. Right hand can stay here once again. If you want more of a stretch into your back, start to walk your fingers back out into a T. And as you bring your chest a little closer towards the floor, while sending your right knee in the opposite direction, you'll feel a deeper stretch through your chest while still also opening. I'm at your back, your left shoulder. Wait, we're here for 2 more minutes. Scan your body from head to toe and notice where you can relax more. So frequently, we come into a stretch, or like, I know I'll notice that I'm laying down in bed or sitting on the couch watching TV, and I'm like, I'm so relaxed. But if I really think about it, I'm totally clenched and tensed up. And if I take a couple breaths, I can actually relax. But I'm not always quite there. Maybe you're the same. So keep using your breath to remind yourself that it is okay to relax. Inhale, notices where you might be tense, and exhale works to let it go. If you walked your right hand out away from its supportive position by your chest, bring it back in. If you clamshelled your legs open, bring your inner thighs back together, send your legs out nice and long. Carefully roll onto your belly. Switch your arms. So right arm comes out long to the side, palm facing down towards the floor, in line with your shoulder. Left hand comes close by your chest as you roll over onto your left side. Right ear comes to the floor, and you can stay right here. Maybe this is just what this side of your body needs. But if you want, need, or are ready for more, you got the same options. Clamshelling your legs open to get a little bit more of that chest opener. Walking your left hand fingers away back into a T, a little bit more opening of the back, stretch into the lats. 2 minutes to go. Back to your breath, scanning your body 1 inch at a time. There is no expectation for you to come any deeper into your stretch. But there is hope that you can relax more in this moment, in this breath. If you walked your left hand away from its supportive position by your chest, walk it back. If you clamshelled your legs open, bring your legs back together. Extend them nice and long. Roll onto your belly and then press yourself up. We're going to come into a seated position. You can walk your knees in and then find a comfortable, easy seated position. Oops. I'll just fix it. All right. So from here, comfortable, easy seated position, or if a cross-legged position is not good for you, you can always just keep your legs open, nice and wide. Ground your sit bones to the floor wherever you are. Inhale your arms up overhead and let's turn and twist to the left. Relax your fingers down towards the floor wherever they fall. Left hand comes closer by the base of your spine. No big twist just yet. We're just setting ourselves up. Press the left hand fingers down to the floor and use your right hand for an assist. Maybe your right hand is pressing against your right knee, your inner thigh. Maybe you can reach all the way towards the outside of your left leg. Wherever you are, relax your shoulders away from you. Just pull your belly in, find some length on your inhale, and on your exhale, take a little bit deeper of a twist. One more inhale, stretch up through the crown of your head, and exhale, look over your shoulder. Keep your belly pulled in nice and tight. Keep rounding through your sit bones. With your inhale, continue to find length. We've got about 3 breaths left here. Inhale to find your length. Ground through your sit bone. Exhale, turn your head back in line with your heart. Find your length again. And turn yourself back to center. Take a nice little seated cat. So hands, palms on your knees, chin tucks towards your chest, rounding through your back. And a seated cow. Pull on your knees, bring your chest forward. Eye gaze all the way. One more time, each direction. Seated cat. Seated cow. Back to your easy pose. Length through the crown of your head. Use your inhale, arms come up. Exhale, turn twist in the opposite direction. Right hand fingers come close by the base of your spine. Set yourself up for this twist. Left hand can maybe press against the outside of the left knee. Maybe you can even reach all the way towards the outside of the right leg. Relax your shoulders from your ears. Pull your belly in tight. Inhale, length again. Exhale, turn and twist. Once you feel stuck, use your inhale, lift up. Exhale, extra little twist of your head. Keep that belly pulled in nice and tight. Keep your spine feeling good. Really feel this twist just about. One more super slow breath. Inhale, find your lift. Exhale, head back in line with heart. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, turn, twist back towards the front. Extend your legs nice and long in front of you. We're going to lay down for our final savasana. Maybe your heels touch. Toes fall open, arms can stay close by your side, or you can open your arms as legs as much as you want. If your lower back is still not feeling amazing, option to even bend your knees. Get that nice little tuck of your pelvis. Knees can even tent towards each other. Just find a place where you can create stillness, even if your back doesn't totally hurt, but you want to bend your knees for today's savasana. Go for it and start a scan of your body from head to toe. One last time together today in our stillness. So here we are finishing our practice in the same place where we got started in a savasana on our mats. And I'm going to encourage you to stay here in this final savasana for a little bit longer. How many more breaths of stillness can you commit to creating on the mat? Until we are together again, I hope that you will continue to make this amazing time for yourself because you are worth it. You are so special. Please continue to think good thoughts, speak good words to yourself and to others, do good deeds, and take the time to nourish yourself from the inside out. Eat good foods, all that good stuff. So we are together again. Know that the light within me honors, sees, and is so thankful for the light within you. So please keep shining, keep being your best because it is always enough, even if you don't feel it. I know that there's people that you make a difference for, whether you know it or not. Enjoy the rest of your savasana, the rest of your day, and let us say namaste.